and welcome to Live at 5 Yoga with me, Hatha yoga teacher Lesley Wilson. So glorious weather just continues on. Hope you've all had a good weekend. Who's that? Hi Gillian, hello, how are you? Yeah, it's just been wonderful, hasn't it? Absolutely wonderful. And where has the weekend gone? I can't believe it's the 1st of June. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, it's just crazy where the time's going. And yeah, so I hope you're all looking forward to some yoga today. I'm still waiting to hear back from my insurance company. I did call them, but unfortunately there's obviously no one manning the phone at the moment. So they obviously haven't gone back to work today. So I've emailed them with regards to whether I'm permitted to teach small classes in an outdoor space following the latest government easing of lockdown. So saying that we're allowed to have groups of up to 6 people meeting outside. So all I can do is keep you posted. We were hoping to kick it off this week. Obviously I've got to wait for my insurance company to get back to me before I can just go ahead. I don't want to jeopardise the rest of my teaching career, excuse me, for the sake of a few weeks. So, and we have always, got this technology. I know it's not quite the same as having a face-to-face lesson, but it is better than nothing. So who else has just popped on? Oh, hi Katie. I got your thing through the post, thank you. Yeah, so enough ramblings. Let's go have a seat on the mat and wait and see who joins in. Yeah, so what have we got tonight? Well, nothing we haven't done before, obviously. Sort of 5 days a week, teaching different things, trying to find something new to share with you all. Kind of running out of inspiration now, so if anyone's got any suggestions, then please feel free to pop something in the comments box if there's anything in particular you'd like to work with. Now, a question that did come up the other day was inversions. I don't know if anyone read the comments, but it's a bit difficult to teach inversions when I'm not there to help people. There are a lot of contraindications working with inversions, so in these Live at 5 classes we won't be working with any of them. Not just that, some people like to do legs up the wall, and not everyone's got the facilities to be able to do that without moving furniture around, goodness knows what else, so it just gets a bit complicated. So that's that question answered. But anything else that you think we might be able to share that I've completely forgotten about, then please feel free. I will have a look through my old lesson plans at some point soon as well and see if there's anything else that we could be working with. Anyway, enough waffling, so let's begin. Namaste and welcome. So we're going to be working with, I think we'll work with Ujjayi breath today. So I don't think we haven't got many participants today. So I'll just briefly explain it. I know both the people that are watching have worked with Ujjayi pranayama. So this is the victorious breath, and this is the one where we kind of constrict the throat, obviously not completely, but we do it so that we almost feel like that we're steaming up a piece of glass or a mirror. So you kind of make that soft sound, you can hear yourself. But with when we do it the yoga way, we breathe in and out through the nostrils and keep the mouth closed. So you should be able to hear yourself. I doubt very much you'll be able to hear me. I'm not sure if the mic's that sensitive to pick it up. So just coming into a seated, comfortable position. Obviously, it doesn't have to be cross-legged. You can be however you are, or you can sit in a chair if you prefer. We'll bring the hands into Chin Mudra, so connecting together forefinger and thumb, extending away the other 3 fingers. So just straightening the spine as much as we can. Let's close the eyes, lift the crown of the head, and then just closing half the throat. And then just begin breathing Ujjayi pranayama whenever you're ready. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out, release Ujjayi Pranayama, relax the muscles of the throat, allow the breathing to return to normal. And then when you have finished, you can release Chin Mudra with the hands, open the eyes, and then we'll just pop down onto the mat, just for a short relaxation. So just coming into Shavasana, your relaxation posture. Stretching away the legs as long as the lower back allows. Just allow the feet to just flop apart. Legs are nice and relaxed. So remember, if that's uncomfortable for you, bend the knees, take the feet nice and wide, allow the knees to just fall in together. And so just bringing the arms a little distance away from the sides of the body. The palms are facing up to the ceiling, fingers lightly curled. And then you can, if you wish to, lift the head and look down the centre of the body. Rest the head back down on the mat. So just bringing the head in alignment with the spine, lengthening the back of the neck and tucking in the chin. So let's just have a couple of nice deep breaths here. And then let's hug the knees in towards the chest and clasp the hands around the shins, and then just begin rocking gently from side to side. Head and knees going in the same direction, just easing out the back, giving the spine a gentle massage. And then we can start easing out the neck, so still rocking from side to side. Let's have the head going in one direction, knees in the other now. Just loosening up the neck. And then we'll come back to centre. So let's place the 2 feet flat on the floor. No, we won't, sorry. I was miles away then, thinking about the hairdressing council. I do apologise. So let's bring the hands, place them on the knees. With both knees going in the same direction, we can circle the knees. So just warming up the hips, keeping those circles nice and smooth and slow. And then let's go back the other way. And then still circling the knees, but we'll send them off in opposite directions from each other now. And then we'll come back to centre. Let's place the 2 feet flat down on the floor, heels just underneath the buttocks, making sure that the feet are hip width apart. And then bring the arms down by the sides of the body with the palms facing downwards. We're going to warm up with our gentle pelvic tilt. So remember, this is just the rocking backwards and forwards of the pelvis in synchronisation with the breath. So as you breathe out, round the spine, pushing the back of the waist into the mat and the pelvis comes forwards. When you breathe in, arch the spine, lifting the back of the waist and the pelvis tilts backwards. So breathing out, rounding the spine, pelvis comes forwards. Breathing in, arching the spine, pelvis comes backwards. And then just continue working in this way with your own breath. And then we can release this activity with the spine, bringing the spine into a neutral position. So make sure that you keep the face looking directly up at the ceiling now. And the next time that you take a breath in, push down the soles of the feet, the backs of the arms and the shoulder blades, and then lift the hips up as high as you can. So really stronging the thighs and the glutes, lower back. And then breathing out, lower the hips all the way down, rolling the spine down, vertebra by vertebra. So breathing in, lifting up, maybe coming up a little bit higher. And then breathing out, rolling smoothly down. And then just continue in this way with your own breath. And the next time that you breathe in, lift the hips up, float the hands up to the ceiling and take them all the way back to the wall behind you. Nice big stretch. And then breathing out, lower the hips and float the arms back down by the sides of the body. Try and get the hands and the hips to land at the same time. It's not the end of the world if they don't. Breathing in, lifting up, arms up and back. And then breathing out. Floating everything slowly back down. And then just do a few more of these with your own breath. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out and lower the hips and lower the arms, you can release this activity. So we're going to work with a spinal twist. So taking the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body. And remember, if you can't do that, you haven't got the space, you can have a bend in the elbows. And you can either leave the feet flat on the mat or you can hug the knees closer in towards the chest, whichever you prefer. And then the next time that you breathe out, take the knees over to the right, as far as is comfortable for you. And then if that feels okay for the neck and spine, you can turn the face and look down the left arm. So just keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out, take the knees over to the left and turn the face to the right. Take a breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out, take the knees back over to the right and turn the face to the left. Breath in, come back to centre. And breathing out, take the knees back over to the left, turn the face to the right. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. So we can stretch away the legs. Bring the arms back down by the sides of the body, palms facing downwards. And then let's just warm up with some, we'll warm up some cross-calling. So the next time that you take a breath in, float the hands up to the ceiling, take them all the way back to the wall behind you. Nice big stretch. Breathing out, take the hands up to the ceiling and just pause there. Breathing in, take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body. Breathing out, take the arms all the way across. Give yourselves a nice big hug and open up the shoulder blades. Breathing in, taking the arms out wide at right angles once again. Breathing out, take the arms all the way across again. Other arm on top this time as you give yourselves another hug. Breathing in, take the hands up to the ceiling and pause there. And breathing out, float the arms back down to starting position. So we're going to introduce the legs now. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shin and squeeze. Breath in, right leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shin and squeeze. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shins and squeeze. Breath in, both legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all four limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest. If the neck allows, lift the head, nose towards the knee. Breath in, leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, lift the head, nose towards the knee. Breath in, leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, nose between the knees. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all four limbs back down. One more round. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, nose towards the knee. Breath in, right leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, nose towards the knee. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, nose between the knees. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all four limbs back down. So let's hug the knees in towards the chest, clasp the hands underneath the knees, and then we can rock backwards and forwards a few times. And remember, if you don't like this, you can just ease out the back, rocking from side to side. And then we can come up straight over onto the abdomen for some floor-based back bends. So we're going to begin with our cobra with the breath, but this is only gentle, so you don't need to come up too far. Just bring the hands so that they're either sort of kind of underneath the shoulders, and then bring the forehead to the mat. So the big toes may be touching, but they don't have to be, it's not essential. So we're not going to come up into a full cobra. We're literally just going to do this with a breath. So we're going to use the square breath, but we're not going to hold. So we're going to count to 4. So as we breathe in, so breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and come down, 2, 3, 4. That's on the exhalation. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. One more. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, so we're gonna mix it up a little bit now. I'm going to count to 4, and then when we're at the top of our cobra, we're going to hold it for 2, and then we're going to come down to the count of 4 as we breathe out. So let's try that. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, breathe out, 2, 3, 4. We'll do one more. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just something a little bit different. So half locust and full locust, maybe. So this is now going to be working the muscles that support the lower spine, so quite important. And it also works the glutes and the backs of the thighs. So the forehead comes to the mat and it stays here, okay? So we're just going to slide those thumbs underneath the tops of, either underneath the hip creases or the tops of the thighs, depending on how long your arms are. And then we're going to do a half locust first of all. So this is done with straight legs. So as we take a breath in, we're going to lift the straight right leg. And then breathing out, just lower. Then we're going to move on to the left side. So take a breath in and lift the straight left leg. And then breathing out to lower. Let's do one more to each side. Half locust, breath in, lift the right leg. And breathing out to lower. And then the other side, left side now. Breath in, lift the left leg. And lower. Okay, so we're going to try a couple of full locusts, and we're going to try and hold the second one, but only if it feels okay for your back. So just being careful, listening to your body. So take a breath in and lift both the legs. Forehead stays on the mat as you breathe out and lower both the legs. Let's do another one, and we'll try and hold this for a couple of breaths now, but not if it becomes uncomfortable. So take a breath in, lift the legs. So keep squeezing those glutes. You can feel it in the backs of the thighs, you can feel it in the muscles that support the lower spine. Just strengthening. And then breathing out, lowering all the way down. So release the hands from underneath the hip creases. Place the hands either side, so probably just underneath the shoulders. And then we're going to push back into a child's pose. So sitting back on the heels. And then we can either make a little stack of the fists and rest the head like that, so like making a mini pillow, or if that feels okay, you can bring the head down to the mat and then take the hands either side of the feet, so flopping out, rounding the back out, nice counter posture, so you should be able to feel that across the mid and lower back, stretching everything out in the opposite direction. Couple of breaths here. And then take a breath in, lift the head, engage the core. Slowly come on up to a seated position. Okay. So what have we got next? We're coming straight into the cat. So coming into the cat. So spreading the fingers out nice and wide, and make sure that the weight is evenly distributed throughout the whole of the hand. If you put all the weight on the heel of the hand, you risk injuring the wrist. So try and imagine that you've got contact, even almost gripping the mat without bending the fingers. And then just have a little check down. The knees should be underneath the hips. And then we're going to do some cat-cow stretches. So breathing out, rounding the spine, bring the chin towards the chest. As you breathe in, arch the spine. So drop the waist, lift the head, lift the tailbone. So breathing out, rounding, chin towards the chest. And breathing in, arching, head and tailbone come up. So you can open or close the eyes, whichever feels best. And then just continue with a few more of these with your own breath. we can release this activity with the spine. Come into flat-backed cat now, on neutral position. So we're going to come into downward facing dog. So separate the feet a little way, tuck the toes under, and then straighten the legs coming up into down dog. So we're going to walk the dog, so bend in one leg and straighten in the other. So easing out the backs of the legs, calf muscles, hamstrings, and also stretching the underside of the feet. And then come up on tiptoes, bend the knees, and then using the shoulders, push the upper body back so that the chest comes towards the thighs. So keep that upper body where it is now as you straighten the legs. Attempt to roll the heels down. Don't worry if they don't get there. And then we're going to swing through into upward facing dog. So a bit like cobra, but the pubic bone doesn't touch the mat. And then swing back into downward dog. Okay, so we're going to take the right leg up to the ceiling, coming into three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, bring the right knee to the elbow without touching the floor. Back out behind you. Lift the head, look between the hands, step the right foot through to the front of the mat or drag it there. Now we're not going to drop that left knee, we're going to keep that left knee lifted and then all the toes facing in the same direction as we come up, she says, into a high lunge. So, and then rotate the left foot, keep that right leg bent, coming into first warrior. So remember, if you've got any back problems, you can just place the hands on the hips if that's more comfortable for you. Otherwise, arms up to the ceiling. So keep that right leg bent, and then we're going to drop the arms and rotate the upper body now so it's facing out over the long edge of the mat. So you've got an opening up in the right hip crease there, and then take the arms out wide at right angles, nice straight line. Try not to let the back arm drop. Turn the face to look down the right arm. Okay, so we're going to pivot that upper body back round again. So both the hands so that they're either side of the right foot. So now let's rotate that left foot and then attempt to straighten the right leg. So bringing the chest as close to the right thigh as you can, coming into pyramid. So if this is really uncomfortable, then you can have a little bend in the right knee, but ideally both legs are straight. And then bring that right hand so it's next to the left hand. We're going to start to walk. So pivot the feet round so that they're both facing the long edge of the mat now. And then you can take them a bit wider if that feels comfortable, coming into a wide leg forward fold. So both legs are still straight if that's comfortable for you. Some of us would be able to come down onto the elbows, don't worry if you can't. It's not a competition, that's why I love yoga. And then coming back up onto the arms, we're going to come into a twist now. So let's bring the left hand, so it's resting directly in line with the face on the mat or the floor. And then we'll bring the right hand down to the lower back. As you take a breath in, push down on that left arm. So right shoulder comes up to the ceiling and the face turns up to the ceiling if the neck allows. If not, just looking wherever the neck is comfortable. And then if you feel okay, you can extend that right arm up. So we've got a nice twist going on here. And then we're going to bring that hand down. So start to walk the feet in just a little way, and then you can have a bend in the knees. Keep the knees bent. So the feet are now pointing diagonally to the corners of your mat, and then slowly, slowly, slowly coming up to stand, keeping those knees bent. So you look like you're just going to do the Hatha. And then we're going to bring the hands up at 90 degrees, bring the fingers into Chin Mudra, and then let's lift the right heel. And then lower. And then lift the left heel. And then lower. And then lift both the heels, drop the hips, so you can come a bit deeper into that squat. Okay, drop the heels, straighten the legs. So let's rotate the right toes so they're facing towards the short edge of the mat, and then bring the left toes round so they're facing towards the long edge. Upper body round towards the front of the mat once again. Hands on hips, or you can take the hands up to the ceiling, coming back into first warrior pose. Remember, keeping the shoulders nice and soft when you're in first warrior. I know you're stretching up to the ceiling, but you don't want the shoulders up by the ears, so relax the shoulders down. Okay, and then hands either side of that right foot once again. Rotate the left toes down and step back into downward facing dog. And you can walk the dog again when you get here. So easing out the legs. Probably feeling a little bit of a burn in the right thigh. That's all right, we're leaving it up with the left side in a minute. Okay, come up onto tiptoes, bend the knees, push the upper body back once again, roll the heels down. Don't worry if they don't get to the mat, it really doesn't matter. And I've just realised I'm going to have my back to you. So stay there in downward dog while I flip sides. Okay. So let's swing through into upward facing dog. Toes still tucked under, pubic bone doesn't touch the mat. Quite a strong backbone, pull in the hip flexors, and then back into downward dog. And I think I've gone out of shot, so I'm just going to come forward. And then we'll take the left leg up to the ceiling into three-legged dog. So straight left leg up to the ceiling. Bend the left knee, bring it to the left elbow, and then take it back out into three-legged dog. And then lift the head, look between the hands, and then step the left foot through to the front of the mat, but keep that right knee lifted. And we're going to come, into a high lunge. And then transition into first warrior. So just rotating that right foot round now so it's facing the long edge of the mat. Keep the shoulders nice and soft. And then we're going to come into second warrior, float the arms down, upper body rotates to the long edge of the mat, arms out to the sides, turn the face to look down the left arm. And then just pivoting that upper body round, hands either side of the left foot, rotate the right foot so all the toes are pointed in the same direction, and then we're going to attempt to straighten the left leg. So again, if this is too strong, have a little bend in the left knee. So we're aiming to bring the left side of the chest as close to the left thigh as is comfortable for us. And then we're going to bring the left hand on the inside of the left foot so it's next to the right hand. Start to pivot the feet round so they're all facing towards, towards the long edge of the mat. Coming into that forward bend once again. And then some of us will be able to come onto the elbows, keeping the legs straight. Don't worry if you can't. And then coming back up onto the hands. We're twisting the opposite direction this time. So right hand comes to the mat in front of you. Left hand will come and rest on the lower back. As you breathe in, push down on that right arm. Bring the left shoulder up towards the ceiling, looking up if the neck allows. Extend the left arm up to the ceiling. Excuse me, I've got a really annoying frog in the throat. And then lower the left arm. So once again, start to bring the feet in towards each other. Have a bend in the knees. Take the toes so that they're pointing to the corners of your mat. And then slowly uncurling, coming back up to stand. Back into standing pose of goddess. So arms at 90 degrees, fingers in chin mudra. Lift the right heel. And then lower. And then lift the left heel. And then lower. And lift both the heels again. Drop the hips down as low as you can. Keep breathing. And then lower the heels, straighten the legs. In fact, we're going to drop the arms, sorry. Let's rotate that left foot so the toes are pointing towards the short edge. And then correcting the right foot so the toes are pointing towards the long edge of the mat. So maybe widening the stance a little bit to get that knee bent. And either hands on hips if you've got back problems. Or you can take the arms up to the ceiling, keep the shoulders soft. And then we can float the arms down. Hands come either side of the left foot. Rotate the right foot round. Step back into down dog. And then let's start to walk the hands and feet in towards each other, keeping the knees nice and soft. And let's come into ragdoll. So let's take hold of the opposite elbows. And then if you wish to, if it feels okay for you, we can just allow the upper body to sway from side to side. And then coming back to centre. So release the arms down and then keep those knees soft as you uncurl slowly, coming up to stand. Okay, so give the legs a little shake, and maybe we can just come into a little floppy twist, allowing the arms to just do their own thing. And then coming back to centre. So, taking the feet so that they're hip width apart, lift the toes up, spread them all out and lay them all back down. And then we're going to straighten the spine, roll the shoulders back, really opening up across the front of the chest. Try and imagine the shoulder blades sliding down towards each other. And the hands are just resting gently by the sides of the body. The crown of the head is lifted. Everything is in perfect alignment. Head, shoulders, hips, knees and feet. And if you wish to, although traditionally this is taught with the eyes open, you may wish to close the eyes just for a moment. And then we're going to come into a posture called upward salute. So just take the arms, not so that they're right upright, but let me turn sideways and you can see they're kind of here. So it's upward salute. And then from here we can come into Utkatasana, the chair. So bending the knees now. The heels stay connected to the mat. And then just holding this. So the arms are still up, but they're out in front, as I showed you just before, sideways. And then keep the legs how they are. Bring the hands into prayer position at the heart centre. And then we're going to come into a chair twist. So heels stay at the mat. You are obviously going to have to bend at the waist. So you're going to have to bring that left elbow now to the outer edge of the right thigh. You want the right elbow really powering up nice and tall. And then coming back up. And then we're going to go to the other side. So right elbow to left thigh. So really using that right elbow to push the torso round. So it's facing out sideways. Okay, and then coming back up. So roll the shoulders back. Give the legs a little shake. Let's do a round of salutation to the earth. So take the feet so that they're hip width apart. Bring the hands into prayer position, Anjali Mudra. And so we're going to interlace the fingers, turn the palms up to the ceiling. Take the hands down to the abdomen. Hands to the throat. Turn the hands down and push all the way down. Take the arms out in front. Up to the sky. Separate the hands into a Y. Take the feet a bit wider now. And bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra, prayer position. Hands down to the abdomen. Hands to the throat, come up onto tiptoes. Turn the hands down, and as you push down, come into a squat. Whoop. Take the hands out in front. Bring them all the way up to the sky. Sit on tiptoes if you can. Separate the hands, drop the heels, hands into Anjali Mudra. So we'll turn slightly round to the right. Bring the hands to the abdomen. Hands to the throat. Turn the hands down, and as you push down, bend the right knee. Take the arms out in front. Up to the sky as you straighten the right leg. Separate the hands, come all the way back to centre, and bring the hands back into prayer position. And then round to the left. Hands to the abdomen. Hands to the throat. Turn the hands down as you push down, bend the left leg. Take the hands out in front. Up to the sky as you straighten the left leg. Separate the hands, come back to centre and finish in prayer position. Hands to the abdomen. Hands to the throat. Turn the hands down, push all the way down, coming into a forward bend. And then come into a tabletop, so out into the centre of the room. Come all the way back up to stand. Separate the hands, bring the feet slightly closer, back to hip width apart, and bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra. So that's salutation to the earth. I do love that sequence. So before we sit down and do our cool down and our relaxation, we're just going to do a balance. And I just thought we'd do the good old tree. We love a bit of tree. Friksasana of a tree. So we're going to be standing on the left leg first of all. So you can bring the hands into prayer position, and if you press on the sternum, that is meant to give you a little bit more balance. Let's see how that theory goes for me today. So imagine that you're sending roots down through the earth, really connecting to the earth's core with that left foot. So you've got several foot positions where you can place the right foot. You can place the heel of the right foot on the left foot. You can, if you want to, hold on to a wall or the back of a chair if you really know that you're not very good, that you're a bit wobbly today. If that feels okay, you can bring the ball of the right foot and rest it on the left foot. You can bring the whole of the foot to the left leg. Try and avoid the knee joint, so you don't want to put too much pressure on there. You can, if you're feeling really fancy, bring the foot up into the groin, but I'm probably going to face plant into the bits of furniture that you can't see. So I'm not going to do that. And if you get into the position where you think, yeah, actually, I feel really comfortable here, you can keep the hands in prayer position, or you can grow the branches of your tree, whatever feels best for you. So taking the weight down through the left foot, and then bringing the right foot to wherever feels good for you. So if it is on the leg, try and keep that knee out to the side. And then you can release. Give the legs a little shake. So let's take the weight down through the right foot this time. Lift all the toes up maybe. Separate them. Lay them back down so you've got a really good connection. Bringing the hands back into Anjali Mudra, prayer position. And then wherever the right foot was, you want the same on the left. Ooh, she says. You want the same on the left side so that you're nice and evenly balanced. Remember to bring that left knee out to the side. And then just making your way down. Give the legs a little shake. And then we can come down to a seated comfortable position, ready for our cool down. Remember, it doesn't have to be cross-legged, it's however feels right for you. And then we're just going to begin circling the shoulders. So nice big circles with the shoulders. Really try and exaggerate those movements so you're really working the shoulder joints. And then back in the opposite direction. And then relax the shoulders down. So let's take a nice deep breath in and squeeze the shoulders up really tight by the ears. And then big old sighs, you let them fall away. Breath in and squeeze. One more time. Drop the chin down to the chest. Take the chin up to the right shoulder and back down to the chest. Up to the left shoulder, back down to the chest, back up to the right shoulder, back down to the chest, back up to the left shoulder, back down to the chest, and then we'll lift the head. Let's take the right ear over to the right shoulder. Bring it back to centre, left ear to left shoulder, and back to centre, right ear to right shoulder, and back to centre, left ear to left shoulder, and back to centre. We'll turn our face all the way around to the right, and come back to centre, and all the way around to the left, and back to centre. Once more round to the right, and back to centre, and once more round to the left, and back to centre. So I'd like to invite you now to make your way down onto your mat, ready for your final relaxation. So just coming down into your best version of Shavasana, your relaxation posture. So you can either have the legs extended, stretch them away. Make sure you've got a nice big space between the heels, allowing the feet to just flop apart. Otherwise you can have the knees bent, but take the feet nice and wide and allow the knees to fall in together. So just have the arms resting a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling, hands nice and relaxed so the fingers just curl naturally. If the neck allows, you can just lift the head, look down the centre midline of the body. Rest the head back down on the mat. So this lengthens the back of the neck, tucking in the chin, bringing the head into alignment with the spine. Eyes gently closed. All is well. And then just enjoy a few deep breaths here. becoming aware of the breath, tuning into the breath, observing the physical aspects of the breath. So just take the awareness down to the lower abdomen. Just imagine the belly rising and falling with every breath. And then moving the awareness up to the rib cage and just focusing on the expansion and contraction of the ribs as you continue to breathe. And then moving the awareness up to the top chest, the clavicular area. And just tuning in to the gentle rise and fall of the top chest. And then taking the awareness now to the muscles that support the lower spine in the sacral area. And just imagine them melting into the mat, softening it a little bit deeper as your spine relaxes. And so it's nearly time to end this final relaxation. So just beginning to wake the body up, small gentle movements at first. So maybe just wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. And then we can start to wake up the joints maybe, so just circling the wrists and circling the ankles. And you can wake up the neck, so perhaps you'd like to roll the head from side to side a couple of times. And you may fancy a stretch and a yawn, so go right ahead and do that if that's what you feel like. Best bit of the class for me, big old stretch at the end of relaxation. And then just keeping the eyes closed, still rolling over onto your preferred side, and just stay there for a little bit longer, a few more moments. And then in your own time, in your own way, just make your way back up to a seated, comfortable position. And so we'll finish. Om Shanti. And thank you. So thank you everyone that joined me again this evening. I'm incredibly grateful for your continued support. I know I say that every night. I'm running out of things to say now. It's been a while. Okay, so I will keep you posted on the live, sorry, not live, this is live, the face-to-face classes as and when I hear anything back. So thank you all. I hope you have a lovely evening. Have a lovely day tomorrow, whatever you're doing. And I'll be back here at 5 o'clock tomorrow. All right then, thank you. Bye.